Welcome to this next episode of YouTube entitled Thinking of Winter and the Upcoming Holiday. We again apologize for it being a little late on YouTube, but we went from a nice fall season to January, and we have lots of snow and lots of cold that's making us think of winter here. And we thought we'd also help you maybe think about holidays, as the International Wolf Center is a non-profit organization, and we are supported by our members, and any donations that members make are tax deductible. And so we've got a lot of different ways when people can support the center and our operations. We would consider a gift membership a great way to introduce people to the world of wolves. Gift members receive special International Wolf Center calendar, free admission to the center, a subscription, year subscription to International Wolf magazine, special members-only events, personalized membership cards, discounts in the den store, and more importantly for us in Wolf Care, the knowledge that your gift is supporting our Ambassador Wolves Azul's wolf education. We also have a few gift lists that we put up on Amazon. Our wolves are doing fairly good, so the Ambassador Wolf list is a little short right now, but we do have other educational efforts, and so we've got some wish lists on for the Ely education operations. You can see ways in which we help educate, and that means getting kids in the building, feeding kids, getting them access to information and DVDs and projectors and things. We also have lots of paper, construction paper and glue and things that we use, so you'll see that on our Amazon wish list for the Ely education, as well as our Amazon wish list for the Twin Cities office, administrative office, which is again things that are necessary for day-to-day operations. Again, all gifts are tax deductible, so if you're so inclined to donate, we would definitely appreciate it. So I start with the narration for this video in the retired enclosure. Of all the wolves we have here who enjoy snow, it is the Arctics who seem to come alive, and even though they're nearing 14 years of age, they act like they're 2 years of age when we get a fresh snowfall. Obviously, fresh snow for us means fresh bedding. We do try to keep all the wolves bedded and give them a warm place to lie down, because the compaction of the snow loses its insulating value, so we want to make sure that everybody stays comfortable and warm. And this is Malik actually scent marking on top of the den, and he does discover that he had a little bit of a cache on the den that we covered with the straw, so he's going to take that cache and go about his business. So we do try to keep, again, dens covered. Inside of dens all have fresh straw. Fresh is a relative term. As you see, they do like to mark their territory, so fresh is it's fresh for a wolf, not so much for handlers. But that does give them, like say, a good place to lie down, and that one is also where the webcam is, so you tend to see them quite a bit there. So even the Arctics, though, get a little bit of cold feet, so it's not uncommon if you see them on the camera doing a kind of a three-leg hop. They do get their paws get a little cold, but like say, they certainly come alive, and they do a lot of play bowing, a lot of what we call invite chase. And this is Shadow doing a roll on back. Pretty excited about the fresh snow, pretty excited about the fresh straw. Who knows what his excitement is about. But he continues to go into what we call a snow plow, where he actually pushes his nose. Notice there on his left foot, he's got a little bit of a lift up on that. Sometimes when you're 14 years old and you roll on your back, you remember how stiff your joints are when you're that old. So that's not uncommon for them to do some kind of excited behavior and then have a little bit of a limp afterwards. The snowplow that I was referring to is again the wiping of the face in the snow and kind of pushing the snow with their face. It is actually a feeding behavior or a post-feeding behavior. After they eat and they have debris on their face, they'll often do a face wipe, but I also see them do a face wipe when they're a little excited, and that's kind of what's happening here. So Shadow liking the snow, and as I said earlier, we went from a nice fall day to January to have temperatures in the 20 below zero range, wind chills in the 40 below zero range, and snow that's well over 2 feet in some places right now. It is going to make for a little bit of a long winter. So again, as these two Arctic wolves demonstrate, winter is good for wolves and challenging sometimes for handlers. So over in a Grizzer's enclosure, Again, he's going to be nearing 10 next May. He'll be 10 years of age. You can see he's got quite a bit of snow there, but we also accommodate him with a straw bed. This one is outside, where obviously it gets filled with snow, but the good thing is when it's sunny, it's a nice warm straw bed in the sun, and Grizzer does seem to like that. So as with any self-respecting wolf that gets a new straw bed, you gotta, even if you live alone, you gotta tell somebody that you own it. So that gets Grizzer, in Grizzer's kind of way, a little excited. So he's going to hop around looking for Tina. She's not in. And so he's going to do a little bit of a chase around the enclosure. So this is the kind of thing we see in the wintertime. Our wolf exhibit is much more active in January than it is in July. And that's just the nature of the business. Wolves are much more active in the wintertime. They have evolved to have hair all over their body, and they are a winter species, and that's what they do best. So Grizzer actually proceeds to mark this, I think, possibly 3 times on video, but 3 or 4 times, where he did the same thing. He marked it, and then he went on running. And it's hard to keep up with him, even though he's a fairly large animal and not as fast as, say, Bolts or Luna. He still moves at a pretty good clip. What you have to watch for when you're filming is your kneecaps, because he'll sometimes cut a corner and come around back and have a clipping charge on that return visit to the back side of the enclosure. So again, Grizzer's having a good old time in the snow, and we have made sure that there are ample amount of resources to keep him warm, and also additional food as these temperatures drop, to make sure that they're doing well. So that's the retirees, and then into the one more clip of, gotta mark it again, and one more time. So then over in the exhibit, again, Luna's obviously our first concern, to make sure that we have warm straw beds. And if Andy Nelson is watching, the cover straw is great. It works much better than straw. It's much softer for Luna. So we definitely appreciate that donation, and we'll be giving you a call or an email here soon to talk about supply for January. But Luna does quite well when she has a warm bed to lie in. You need to make sure, though, that she has a treat. That's a frozen beaver. She needs to have breakfast in bed, and that's important for her. And so we are continually kind of watching that. It is right now in front of the indoor camera that we're using as a webcam. That's our quote-unquote temp cam that seems to be extending for many, many months here. But it does give you a good view. We want her in front. We want to be able to keep an eye on her. And, of course, she's not the only one using straw beds. Aiden is right down in there with her, chewing on her beaver. And that was a beaver that we fed thawed, but this time of the year, things freeze pretty quickly. So we are watching for that pair bonding behavior between Aiden and Luna. Aiden choosing to lie in the straw, because Aiden choosing to lie in the cover hay. It's quite warm. What we're interested in is the relationship of Luna and Aiden, and how close Luna is sleeping with Aiden. That is hopefully an indication that she may be pair bonding with him as the dominant pair. She also might just be seeking warmth. She's in a curl rest, so we know that she's not all that comfortable. She's not all that warm. So when a wolf curls up like that and puts its nose under its tail, we know that they're they're experiencing some cooler ambient temperatures, and they're trying to warm themselves. So we ought to keep an eye on Luna, and that is the important thing about the straw. She's active and she's moving around, but we definitely want to make sure that she's well bedded and has a good place to rest. So that's it for YouTube. I try to get back on track next week and give you a regular update, but thanks for watching.